Adeogun. I represent Akoko Southwest Federal Constituency. I'm from Ondo State. Mr. Speaker, sir, the founders of confraternities in Nigeria in the 1950s will look back today with regret at the mutation of their lofty ideas. I suppose when Professor Wole Soyinka and his colleagues stood up then to start confraternities, they had good ideas about emancipation of the black race. But what do we have today? Mutation of lofty ideas into criminal gangs. Like one of my colleagues said now, you now have cultism starting from elementary schools to secondary schools to universities. They're catching them young and grooming them into criminals. The fact is, most cult groups now serve as training ground for criminalities. You have groups that all they do is train people to carry firearms to involve themselves in banditry. You even have Okada riders in neighborhoods where you cannot be an Okada rider unless you belong to a specific cult group. So we're really in a deep, bad situation. Sadly for us, Mr. Speaker, we're treating cultism with kid gloves in Nigeria. Parents no longer frown at cultism because some of them just look at the fact that it serves as a means of income. So for as long as money comes in, it doesn't matter. The end justifies the means. But can we really afford this in a society where we'll have a lot of security challenges? Mr. Speaker, sir, we have an issue. The law enforcement agencies, we expect that the institutions will deal with it, but it's gone beyond institutions to societal menace. And the law enforcement agencies are sadly not ready to enforce because they don't have the capacity. We don't have a crime data library in Nigeria, so anybody can commit a crime or involve in cultism from one institution and just go right jump again and move to another institution. If they're involved in any criminality in one institution, they can move to another institution undetected. One of the reasons we have difficulties in Nigeria detecting crime is because there's no database. For anybody to use fingerprints to detect crime, there must be a basis for comparison. Sadly, in Nigeria, there's no record for the police force or any of the security agencies where we have the fingerprints of Nigerians, except what the bank started recently with BVN. But BVN is not available to the police. So, Mr. Speaker, as we're addressing this issue and understanding the need to treat it with urgency, we must address the need to provide a crime data bank for our law enforcement agencies so that at any point in time when people commit crime, either cultism or any form of crime, at least whatever signature they leave at the scene of the incident can be used to solve the situation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.